Hello and welcome back to my channel where we talk about work-life balance as a digital nomad. So I'm super excited about today's video because I absolutely love watching these types of videos on YouTube, and I've finally taken the time to create one of my own. So this is going to be the ultimate packing guide if ever you want to travel minimally as a digital nomad. I have been traveling for around 10 years on and off all around the world. So this is how you can travel without paying any money for bags. So not only would you be hand luggage, but actually you'll just be traveling with a small bag. So I'm going to take you through everything. I'm actually going to unpack with you here, take you through everything that I've bought, why I've bought it, and my recommendations around how you can do this, because I actually save, and I actually calculated this for the purpose of this video. I actually save around €1,000 per year in luggage fees. I travel a lot, okay? So if you don't travel as much as me, you won't save as much, but I literally save around €1,000 a year on not paying luggage fees with using these techniques. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, here we go. So this is the outfit that I wear kind of getting on the airplane in the airport. So as you can see, the bag, so it actually is like slightly bigger, like by this much, slightly bigger than the airline recommendations for a small bag. But I've been traveling with this bag for over a year, and I've never ever had any issue with the size of the bag. And in fact, I see people getting on Ryanair, EasyJet flights with much bigger bags with no problem. So typically I normally get on the plane, depending on how strict I see them, either like this, right? Or as you can see, so I actually have a jumper and a massive rain jacket kind of attached to the bag. So what I'll do otherwise, if it's like a really strict and I see that they're measuring the bags, is I'll actually just take them out, right? Put them on. So I would put them on, right? So I won't put them on now, but I'll put this on over this jumper, and then I'll put this jacket on top, and then I will get on with like all these layers, right? So this is so it doesn't take up space. So one thing to note is this kind of packing will work for basically any climate. So I've done this type of packing to go to Norway, where it was like up to -15, to go to France, where it was -5, and then also for a hot climate. So after both of those times, I was going to a hotter climate. So in this time, I went to Tenerife on the Canary Islands, which was obviously like 26, 27, 28 degrees, okay? So that's the outer layer. So one really smart hack. So when I'm in the airport and it's hot in the airport, I obviously don't walk around with all this scarf and stuff. So I actually have this little bag that I keep in my pocket. I take it out basically, and it's like a bag. I got this in the supermarket in France, but basically it's like a foldable bag. So you unfold it, and then basically I actually put my scarf, right, in here, and my jacket in here. And then normally I also have, so I just put them here, but normally there is a bag. So I normally have these things. So my passport, obviously, my wallet, my headphones, and usually a little clip that I keep in this bag as well, right, along with my jacket. So, and then normally I can take this off as well, and then I'll just have a t-shirt underneath, right? So it's a lot of layers getting on and off the plane, but I don't walk around with all of these layers, obviously. So then I'll just fill up the bag like this. It's super light, and you just take it like this alongside the backpack, which will be like this, right, on the two shoulders. And then that's what I do with that, okay? So it's super easy. So I haven't weighed this bag, but like my guess would say it's around like 7 kilos. Like it's not super heavy, but it has everything you need inside. So right, now we're gonna get to the next part. I'm just gonna unpack everything and literally show you everything I actually have in my backpack, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go through unpacking everything. I'm gonna take you through everything that I've put, why I've put it, so that you can really see kind of the essentials of what you would need to bring. Okay, so obviously I've already gone through this little bag, which typically, like I said, has my passport, like big puffy jackets, which are great in the airport. So let's go through jackets first. So I've got 2 jackets with me. Now, the only reason I bought 2 jackets is literally because I was in a colder climate where it was -5 and it was quite windy. So normally I would just bring like a much thinner rain jacket, which folds up, but because it was so cold, I bought this thick jacket, which is from Kathmandu, like Kathmandu the brand. And it's long, it's really comfortable, and it just zips up at the front. So this also has a kind of slight layer inside, so it's really good for cold climates, and then you layer it with another jacket. So that's the first thing that was in my bag, or on my packing person. The second thing is this puffer jacket, which is from the North Face. Okay, so in this puffy jacket, it's really, really good for not warmer climates, say if you're hiking, which I do a lot of hiking, and colder climates. So actually oftentimes when I was in France for that first week, it was like when it was 0 to 2 degrees, like I didn't need the other jacket, I just wore this jacket, which is really comfortable, and it folds up like really small, right? So it's really good. Okay. Then I had a scarf. So this is great. So this scarf is, well, it's just like a pashmina scarf. So my husband gave it to me, but it's basically kind of like really soft pashmina. It keeps you really warm. So this is fantastic to have when you're traveling anywhere in the world. So whether it's a hot or cold climate, because you can have it around your head if you're traveling in like India or somewhere like that, where you need to cover your hair if you're going into temples and things like that. It's also great for cold climates because you can wrap it up, so it just keeps you really warm. I've always had this scarf even for like skiing, which I've only ever done once in my life, and things like that. So then in total I had 2 jumpers. So I had this jumper, which is a thin kind of cotton wool blend material that I bought last time I was in Norway for like 25 quid. I have this kind of, it's sort of almost not quite cropped jumper, which is very warm from Weekday, which basically I wear when it was really, really cold, I wore this, and then on top this. So just, this is more for like winter travel. So again, like if I was just going to a warmer climate, I wouldn't need those at all. So then what I wore in the airport and on the airplane are these trail running shoes, but they're really great because they have this kind of grip at the bottom, which is really fantastic, really comfortable. They're from Nike or Nike, I never know how to pronounce that. Nike Trail, Gore-Tex, waterproof. So I wore these on all my hikes when I was on Tenerife, and I went on like 14, 15K hikes, like with a lot of elevation, and they're fantastic. So what I will say is I think I'm going to buy an actual proper pair of hiking boots, because while they're not that slippy, like there were a couple of times when I was on those hikes where it was a bit slippy. So I think I'm going to actually buy for my next trip, and when I go hiking and stuff, actually buy a proper pair of like hiking kind of trainers, because I think it will be slightly safer, especially because I'm planning on doing kind of like climbing mountains and things like that. So then the next thing I always have, which typically I either put that in my backpack or I just carry it, is a bottle of water, basically, which is great to have a refill bottle of water to just refill your water. If you're in an airport where you can drink the water, it just saves money, and obviously better than buying plastic bottles of water, which are like $5 at the airport. Okay, so then this is normally in my backpack, but because I had my I was charging my phone before filming this. Okay, so basically I have, this is like Genius type thing that I bought. So this only makes sense if you have a MacBook, but still. So this is like a world adapter. I got this from Go, so it's just something that you can buy just in the airport. You can probably find them cheaper online, but a lot of the things I bought because something else breaks and things like that. So it's fantastic. So it's got USA, UK and Australia and China on here. Okay, So good for anywhere is to always have one of these when you travel so that you can plug your devices in. Because obviously in Europe they have the 2-pronged, in the UK and Ireland we have the 3-pronged and things like that. So then I bought this when I was in Norway actually, which is fantastic. So it just plugs it into the wall, and then I have both my cables. So this is my phone cable for my iPhone 13 Pro. And then this, I have a MacBook Pro, so this is the cable for that. And then look, it just has this end to it. So I just plug it in here and I can charge them both simultaneously, and it's much less bulky than a massive charger. Yeah, so I recommend having one of these. Now, if I'm going on a much longer trip, so I've gone on trips where I've been traveling for like 5 months with kind of the same amount of stuff, I would recommend having like always a backup charger, basically, just out of experience. Okay, so we've gone through that. Now, my backpack. Okay, so I bought this backpack from Tropic Feel. Amazing brand. I actually followed this brand from the very beginning when they were just like a Kickstarter campaign. So I actually bought this bag discounted. I honestly can't remember what I paid for it initially, but it's honestly an amazing backpack. So there are lots of things that I absolutely love about this backpack. There are a couple things that I don't love about it, and I never will buy something new unless something falls apart. So I'm going to keep this backpack until it falls apart, but I probably wouldn't buy it again, right? For a couple of reasons. So first off, you might notice these like nozzly things. So basically there is a like a kind of a packing sort of cube thing. I've got a picture of it there. Packing cube thing that you would put your toiletries on. But what happens is when you're on an airplane or on a bus or anywhere and you actually want to put the bag up, it just catches on things and it's very awkward. So I just also like with the size of the bag, if you don't want to pay for luggage, it needs to be this size. It can't be wider than this and it can't be taller than this. So that's just one thing to kind of bear in mind, okay? It does have these 2 side pockets. Like your water bottle does fit, but it's like, it's a bit of a, like it does just about fit, but it is a bit of a faff to get it in, and it kind of wobbles around and it quite easily comes out. So that's the one thing I kind of find a bit annoying about it. Like I wish it was a bit higher to hold it in. But there are some things that I really love about it. So I'll get to that in a minute. So first thing is it has this strap that you can basically strap your handles down. So if when you're getting on a flight and you want to carry it like a bag, you can do that. The second thing is it has a kind of a pocket here where you can put things in. So if you want to spread around like your money or your passport or things like that, you can put it in here, which I really, really love about it. It also has a waistband, which is great if you're going for like a longer kind of travel walk thing, and for someone like me who has sore shoulders. This is really comfy. So like I wouldn't use this, well, I would use this backpack for like really long hikes, right? But you definitely can, like, it's really, really comfy for long travel, which is fantastic and really breathable. These straps are really, really comfortable and strong, right? So all of that I really love about it. And then this, so I have a sun hat. I actually bought this while I was in Tenerife because I did have one, but it broke. So like I said, I always try and only replace things when they break. So it's from like Helly Hansen, which, like, you know, not that I'm like a sailor gal or anything, but it's just a good hat, right? It's like very lightweight. It cost me 20 quid. Also really like is it expands. So sometimes, right, this is something that I do when I'm traveling, is I will open this bit out, right? And then you can actually put a pair of shoes in the bottom. So say for example, like I've been to Costa Rica actually twice in the last year. So I'll put my shoes like in here, and then you can have your dirty shoes like at the bottom, you know? And it basically expands and gives you more space. So that's something I absolutely love about this bag, is the possibility to expand it basically, which is really, really awesome. which I think is really, really awesome. So yeah, it's definitely almost perfect, but I feel like there might be a bag out there that's even better, but I haven't found it yet. Any recommendations? Please throw them in the comments. Okay, so shall we open up this bad boy? I think we will. Side note, I just wanted to note, if you're hearing the sound of like snorting, it's this thing. It's this baby who's very cute. So yeah, that's not me snoring. It's my cute little dog who is name is Khaleesi. She's actually my parents' dog, who I absolutely adore, and she just loves attention. So here she is. Okay, so one more thing I didn't mention. So normally these, which are my Havaiana, I think it's called, shoes. I got these for $20 in Costa Rica a year ago. So normally I would have these in my backpack, but just when I arrived home, I actually normally wear these at home as like slippers in the house. And I also wear them everywhere. So they're not pretty again. So none of this is like height of fashion stuff, guys. This is just literally, I don't really give too much of a shit about that. So I just kind of wear whatever's comfortable. But these are what I wear. I don't like to wear Birkenstocks. I know they're like super, everyone in the digital nomad has, but my feet sweat if it gets really hot, and I just find it icky with the kind of that wooden thing. So this is like, you can clean them. You can also use them to go into the shower if ever you're in hostels or whatnot. So I normally wear these if I'm outside, and then like I said, I'll put these in the bottom of my bag, but obviously when I'm in the airport, I'll put this in my backpack. And I normally put these in like a plastic bag when they're in my backpack. Okay, so let's get into it. So first, the top pouch. So I'll kind of take you through what I have in here. Okay, so receipts. Okay, so whenever I buy something, I always get a receipt. So I bought recently that new North Face jacket because the other one I had fell apart. And I keep that if I ever need to return it, basically. So I always keep receipts and things like that. So then this is the charger for I have wireless headphones, so I have a charger for that in there. Again, another receipt because I bought a phone case, so I have a receipt for that. This is, as a Buddhist, I always travel with one of these. They're just really good to protect you as a protection. It's kind of like a Buddhist version of an evil eye. So yeah, that's what I travel with that. So then I have a razor. So this razor, my brother got it for me for Christmas, actually, from Eastred. So I have a top for it as well in here somewhere. Yeah, here is the top razor and the razor. So I travel with that, and if it has a removable head, which is really, really good. So you just kind of clip it on like that, right? It has a removable head, so normally if I'm traveling I was traveling for 5 weeks, so I only really needed one head, but sometimes I'll travel with several razor heads. I always put it in the top because in some airports you have to take it out, but it's really good because it's metal, so it keeps a long time. Now, if I would have bought something, I would have bought, like a lot of the digital nomads have like a tiny travel razor. I probably would have traveled with that, but because I have this and I don't want to like waste resources, I just keep this one, which is really great, from Eastrid. So then what else do I have? So I have a tweezers. Yeah, that's good for if you ever get splinters, or obviously if you pluck your eyebrows, which I don't, obviously. Nail clippers. So I keep all these like sharp things in the top of my bag, basically, so I don't spike myself as well. Painkillers. So like I always travel with painkillers. I hardly ever use them, to be honest, but if ever, like, I don't know, I get a really bad migraine or really bad period pain or something, I always have them. So Bluetooth headphones. So these are from Jabra. Now I bought these actually quite some time ago. So I bought these 3 or 4 years ago. They were quite expensive. So they were like €149, and I heard a lot of amazing things about them. But honestly, like, they're not fantastic. So, but I need them if I'm ever working in like a cafe, or I have to work somewhere publicly, because I do a lot of Zoom calls. And obviously I don't want, you know, other people overhearing what people are saying. So they're great for privacy and for blocking out noise. But honestly, I think they're a bit overpriced for what they are. So it's something that I probably, like, you could probably get something a lot cheaper. So I might, like, when they stop working, I probably wouldn't buy the same brand again. Okay, so this bag opens here and also at the top. So, what's the most efficient? Probably I'm going to open it here and just take everything out here, okay? Right, so first thing I have at the top, so at the moment I'm studying a Buddhist philosophy course, which is an hour and a half every day. So normally I don't travel with books, but I always travel with maybe like one notebook or something like that, but actual books not. But when I'm studying something, I like to take notes in the margins. So yeah, I travel with both of these books because I'm doing a Buddhist philosophy course at the moment. And in Buddhism, you always put like precious things at the top of your bag, which is why I put that at the top of my bag, as in addition to, I've got two, again, normally I never travel with calendars, but these were actually a gift. They're Tibetan calendars. They tell you kind of all the special days of the year. So yeah, I do kind of follow advice on, like, they give you advice on what is a good day to do something, like, you know, cut your hair, or what days would bring prosperity. So it's kind of like luck, I guess. And also special days where you would do certain prayers or things like that. So I keep this, but again, normally I have like a digital version of this. But I was given these as a gift, so I keep those in my bag. Unpack them here. The next thing underneath, so actually this was further down at the bottom of my bag, but I put it back in the bag just for the purpose of this video. So this is just all my dirty laundry. So obviously I'm not going to go through what's in here with you, but it's just like my underpants and my socks. And basically one thing I bought is like a kind of a workout sort of shirt for when I do my workout. So it's just like a tank top. But otherwise it's just got a few pairs of underpants and socks that I'm going to wash. Hat. Okay, so this is a hat that was knitted by my sister-in-law's friend. It's like a really nice wool hat from Norway. Honestly, like, I always bring a hat on trips, but like even if it's like -15, -20, I find myself like, I don't really like hats because they cover your ears and then you can't really hear. So I've worn this a couple of times when I went on like a longer cold hike, but I didn't actually use it on this trip. So I always bring a hat just in case, but I hardly ever need it, but it's always good to have one. One good way to have a hat is if ever you're traveling in like India or somewhere like that and you ever need to get a night bus or a night train, it's nice to be able to put the hat on your head, because often there's like airco or something blowing down on the top of your head so you don't get a cold. And also you can use it to cover your eyes, like so. So yeah, then you can sleep and be cozy and cover your ears. And yeah, I know it looks ridiculous, but I'm always like wanting to find multiple ways to use things and not just kind of just have an eye mask when you could just use a hat. But that's just me. This is a little purse. Again, this was just given to me actually by a friend on this trip. She's from Cambodia and she gave this to me. So I will actually start maybe using this as a wallet when I travel. But I wasn't using it as a wallet on this trip just because it was just a gift. So I just had it in my bag. Okay, now it gets fun. Sunglasses. Okay, I got these from Minuet. I actually bought them when I was on Fuerteventura last year. What I love is it isn't a big massive glasses case. It's super soft. It doesn't take up a lot of space. The glasses were like 30 or 40 euro. Look like this. Very cool. I love them. I wear them all the time and they're fantastic. And this is something like when these fall apart, I will 100% recommend this brand and to buy them again because they're fantastic, honestly. Really, really good. I have a skipping rope. Okay, so I'm currently working on my fitness, and what I like about skipping rope is that you can just do some skipping like wherever you are. You don't need a big amount of space. You can do it in a hotel room, and like I'm trying to get in a lot of steps every day just to take care of my health and my well-being, my mental health. So skipping, right? I hate it honestly, but I do it anyway. Yeah, shout out to Kiki, my personal trainer, who is always giving me great exercises. She's such a legend. But yeah, so I'm doing this a little bit every day. Honestly, I only do like a few minutes. I have I always put like medicine and things in little plastic bags that I actually reuse these bags, so I don't just throw them out. But I've made the mistake before of not putting things in plastic bags, and then they just like go all over your stuff. And especially if you're staying in a place where you can't necessarily wash things, like you'd have to wash them by hand, it's just a massive inconvenience. So this is my herbs that my mom, it's like a medicine, Chinese medicine that my mom made for me. She's a Chinese medical herbalist, so I always have this. I'm taking this type of thing every day. Then all my toiletries. Okay, so I put them all in this kind of sealable bag because obviously you need to have them in a bag like this. So let me just go through what's in this bag. Okay, so I have, oops, it's almost, let's drop that. I have a Releda face cream, almond sensitive. I just put this on like after my showers. I have a body cream. So I actually bought this when I was in France. It's from L'Occitane, which is a French brand, L'Occitane. Like I actually will just refill this with probably just like a cheaper cream, but I bought it because I ran out of cream and I needed a new container to put it in. So I thought, well, if I'm gonna buy something, I may as well buy it in a container that I can travel with. So I bought a nail polish. Now I literally wore it like once. I don't really often wear nail polish, but I thought it's nice if it's really warm to have it with sandals. Like I probably would bring a nail polish again, but I'm not sure I really needed it, to be honest. So this, highly recommend. So it's from Avid, which is like a French brand, but I think you can buy Avid pretty much everywhere. It's 50 plus, because as you can see, white as hell, need pretty strong sunscreen, and I wear this every single day. It's tinted. I have one that's tinted and one that's see-through. I like to wear the tinted one on my face because sometimes the white one, you just look a bit like a ghost. So I get this one, and I have a invisible one as well, which I actually finished on my trip, which is why it's not in my bag. But I always have one of this and then one of the non-tinted one. And I actually always buy the face one, even though it's more expensive, because often my body is pretty much fully covered, because if I'm surfing, I'm wearing a wetsuit most of the time, or I don't really wear that often shorts, or like very, very revealing clothes. So I often cover most of my body just because I'm often in countries where you need to do that, just culturally, but also because I just don't like to expose my skin too much to direct sunlight. So I only really need to wear sunscreen like on my hands, on my feet, like sometimes on my leg and sometimes on my arm. So I always just travel with smaller sunscreens. So Aven 50 plus, highly recommend. Then I have another sunscreen, which is from Fuerteventura. It's Fukaeri. It's a zinc sunblock. So zinc is waterproof. So again, it's tinted. All kind of surfing sunblocks are tinted, most of them. So some of them are like blue or whatever. So 100% natural. So something like this is good if you're into surfing or water sports. Okay, if you're not into that, then you need to get that, right? I have a 2-in-1. So this is like a makeup remover / cleanser. So I don't really use this that often, but what I really like to use this for is if ever I'm like, I can't wash my face for whatever reason, like I don't have access to like clean water to wash my face, or I'm out camping, or I need to remove makeup. I actually hardly ever wear makeup, but I'll use this in that case. And then what I do is I have this small bottle, and then I'll refill it with another kind of cleanser. So I might just make my own with like some rose water, or buy one depending on the situation I'm in. Okay, so this is just like a, what's it called? Concealer. So again, I only ever wear this when I really go out or when I'm taking like nice photos or something. It's just if I have a pimple to cover it up, and it's from Lancôme. I really like this one because you can like use it as a full foundation and as a concealer, and it's a very small container. Then I have a mascara from Lancôme as well. I bought these because they were on sale. I really like Lancôme because I have quite sensitive skin. So I find that a lot of other brands, they just give me like rashes. So I just have very few brands I can wear. And then finally, lip balm. So this is just lip balm for like when I'm out, and this one has SPF in it, I believe. Oh no, it doesn't have SPF. Okay, so normally I also have a lip balm with SPF, but this one actually was free on an airplane I was on, so I like to use things if I get them. Okay, so next, right? So this bag, when you open it up, it has a computer pouch. So in here I have my laptop. So then, ta-da! I actually have a bag within my bag. So this is if I'm going hiking, I take this bag. I've taken it on all my 15K hikes. It has a side pocket at the back where I'll put sneaky things like money or whatever, my computer. It has a pouch inside for my laptop. So if ever I leave my room, I often, you see that? Yeah. I always take my valuables with me. A lesson I learned the hard way. Don't leave your valuables anywhere unattended. So this is, I believe, a Norwegian brand. I actually bought it in Norway in the airport because then you can claim back the VAT. And it's from Rains, R-A-I-N-S, Rains, if you can see that. And it was 60 euro. So it's fantastic. It's waterproof, and honestly, it folds really small like this, and it's perfect for like daily bag, things like that. And because of my shoulder injury, I can't like go around with heavy handbags. So this is fantastic. Highly recommend. Okay, so then we have my day shoes. Okay, so these are from Vivo Barefoot, so they're barefoot shoes. I keep them in a shower cap, which is thanks to the amazing Backpacking Bananas, such a legend. Shout out to her channel. She is one of the people that really inspired me to make these videos because I love her packing videos. So these shoes, I put them in a shower cap so that they don't get dirty basically in my bag, and I wear these every day. They're really small. You can wear them, I wear them all the time, like even to go out, like if I'm going out dancing or something. I just love these shoes. I've had them for years. They're fantastic. And I would highly recommend you buying a pair of shoes like this. These are really, really good. My brother got them for me for Christmas 3 years ago. And I wear every time I travel. They're so small, compact. They're made from recycled bottles. These are amazing. Okay, so then I also have an electric toothbrush. Normally I have toothpaste in here, which I get like a less than 100 ml, which I put inside the plastic bag, but I actually finished it on my trip, which is just why it's not in my bag. I finished it before getting on the final flight, and then I just put the paste away. Ta-da! Okay, so conditioner bar, soap, shampoo. Okay, so I buy these in my local shop, which is just like Organico, which is great, like organic. These are just for washing my hair and my body, and I used to kind of buy like gels and things like that. I felt a bit bad because obviously it's a lot of plastic. I know I'm a living oxymoron because I jet around the place, so I'm well aware of that. But it took up so much space, and so I finally found like these ones are natural, and I found so many different ones that just weren't good. I'm gonna link the product descriptions for these two, because like if you're a girl with really long hair like me, like my hair is like here down to here, when it's down, you have to find something that's just not like gonna make your hair super greasy after one day, you know? And you want something that really feels like it's washing your hair, and also something that works with cold water, because often the places where I travel, they don't have hot water. So this one is a Tangle Teaser. One of my friends recommended this hairbrush to me like 12 years ago. I've had this hairbrush for 10 years. Literally, no, 9 years, and it served me very well. It had like a cap at the one point. I don't know where it went. I haven't replaced it, but these are like amazing, and they're small, and for my type of hair, just great. Okay, I have a menstrual cup from Moon Cup. This is my menstrual cup. And then these have inside packets. I do have a pen that I brought with me. I don't know where it went. I lost it somewhere along the way, but normally I travel with a pen as well. Okay, so finally we'll get to the clothes that I brought. So I always bring enough clothes for a week. So as in every 7 days I'll have to do laundry. So I bring like 7 underwear, 7 socks, or if I'm mostly wearing flip-flops, 5 socks. But in this case I bought 7 because I was going to mainly be wearing closed shoes. And then enough clothes that I always have like 1 t-shirt or something underneath that I can change every day. And then my pants, I don't wash those every single time I wear them. So I have this jumper that I went through already. These leggings from Lululemon. Okay, which again, I kind of was like put off Lululemon because everyone's like, oh, it's so expensive and yada, yada, yada. And I tried like all these kind of natural, vegan, cruelty-free brands, and just none of them, like, I'm a curvy girl. I'm sorry, but like none of them fit me. That's just the truth. Like, they all were like see-through, or they'd be super tight around my hips, and they just didn't fit my hips, didn't fit my ass. So Lululemon is the only ones that actually fit and actually cover you fully. Like, you don't see your ass cheeks through it. So yeah, if you have recommendations for environmentally friendly brands, I've tried loads, but none of them have worked. So then, like I said, I like to work out and do a lot of like core strength training 4 times a week. So I have this, which is basically just like an exercise band that you put around your legs. I also Decathlon. I also have these are smaller bands. They're amazing for if you're doing like if you're pretending to lift weights, you know, but with your body weight. But as you can see, they've got resistance. So if you're pulling weights, doing this instead of pulling weights, because obviously traveling with dumbbells is like not super realistic. So then I have this t-shirt, which is, I bought it in Costa Rica. It's like I bought it from a secondhand store. So it's a Quicksilver t-shirt that's been cropped, and I wore this like all the time on my trip. And it's amazing because it's 100% cotton. So when you sweat, it doesn't smell, because that's something I really can't stand, like, is just clothes smelling. And obviously I spend a lot of time walking, hiking, working out, things like that. So I like to have things that don't smell. So I have this t-shirt. I have this t-shirt from COS, which is, it's a bit dirty because I just got back, obviously, but this is like a t-shirt from COS. So it's a big t-shirt, and I can wear that like with everything. So I wore it with my skirt, with like shorts, with jeans, and normally I travel with this shirt as well because it's quite thick. I always wear one, at least if I'm in a colder place, I always wear one pair of jeans that I can then always wear my Lulus underneath if it's really, really cold. I do also have thermals, but honestly, like, even in -15, I mean, I'm not outdoors all day. I'm going for like a few walks, or I'm walking down the street. So honestly, I've never felt the need to wear thermals. I'm just also someone who the bottom half of my body doesn't really get that cold. So I've always been fine with doing that. But if you're someone who gets quite cold and you're in a really cold climate, you might want to have a thermal. So these are actually like jeggings. I do also have jeans, but because I was mainly going to be in places where I was like sitting in like meditation posture or walking or things like that, I wanted something that was a bit stretchy. So these are from Spanx. So they are holding everything in. Like I mentioned, I'm a curvy girl, so I need clothes that fit curvy girls. So these are great. Finally found a pair, because they need to be high-waisted, because otherwise it's just uncomfortable and my body looks weird, and I don't like my belly to be cold. And then, you know, if you have clothes and there's like a gap, I just don't like that. This is like a skirt. So I always travel with one skirt, which is great for if you've got a hot day or you want to go out or have a dinner. So this is a skirt I bought on sale. It's from Zadig & Voltaire, which is like a French brand. It was quite expensive. It's like pure silk. I normally buy like I have like a few quite nice items of clothing, because sometimes when I'm traveling I go to like weddings or just nice events where I need to have something kind of fancy. So I always have like one kind of fancy thing. So this is that. I have a thermal kind of underlayer. So I wear this often just as a jumper actually, because it's quite thin. So it's from, is it Aldo, the brand, I believe? This is actually a friend gave this to me. This is amazing. I've literally had this for 7 years. It's still like not even frayed. It's like, oh, there's tiny parts where it's a bit frayed, but honestly it's amazing. And I would highly recommend buying one of these, right? They're just fantastic for if it's ever really cold. You can wear this underneath as a base layer. You can wear this when you're working out. I wear this all the time when I'm hiking because, like I said, I like to cover my skin so it doesn't get burnt. So then just underpants. So I always buy just underwear that's, it's not very exciting, but just underwear that's thin and foldable. But I also have like cotton. I like to buy cotton underwear as well. They're like this kind of invisible ones for if you're wearing skirts or leggings or whatever. Then I have, so this black top is what I wear with the skirt often, and also the black t-shirt. It's from Weekday. It's just like a turtleneck top, but you can wear this with everything. And again, it's a great base layer. So I bring this. And then I have one bra. I hardly ever wear a bra because I am blessed with small boobs. So honestly, I only wear a bra if like I'm doing an activity where it's necessary for me to wear a bra, like hiking or like some kind of strenuous sport activity. But I don't even bother with sports bras because honestly, my boobs are like not that big. So I wear this if ever I need to wear a bra, which is like once a week, to be honest. And then I have these shorts, and I travel with one pair of shorts. If I was going to, like, when I was in Costa Rica, I had 2 pairs of shorts because I was more out, and I didn't bring the jeans because I didn't need them. Or no, I traveled with jeans as well, but I had the space, so I just bought 2. But because I was just going to Tenerife, I just bought 1. Lululemon leggings. I wore those all the time, like I said. That's a picture of me wearing them. And then that's the final, almost there. So then finally, I have a bikini. So I actually want to have 2 bikinis because I swim a lot, like almost every day when I'm on the Canaries anyway, on warm countries. I didn't actually this trip just because I was doing my Buddhist philosophy course, so I didn't have a lot of time outside of work. But I have 1 bikini. I'm gonna buy another bikini, but because of my curvy nature, it takes me a while to find one that really fits well. So this is the bikini that I wear. I love it. It's beautiful, it's comfortable, and it's from Macau, which is a Canarian brand, and yeah, it comes in this little bag. So this is everything that I brought on my trip. I went for 5 weeks. Obviously I needed to do laundry once a week. Yeah, and so sometimes, like, a couple of things. So on this trip I didn't bring my fanny pack, my trusty fanny pack. Normally I bring that, but on this trip, because I was mostly just staying in Airbnb and not going out much, I didn't really feel the need to bring a fanny pack. But normally I would always have my fanny pack with me, with my passport and everything, like on me whenever I go anywhere, just for safety reasons. Like if I'm staying in a hostel or a hotel, I would never leave my valuables there. So that's the only thing I would ever bring extra. And yeah, so that's it. So let me know what you thought of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like more videos like this, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.